Hi there everybody, I'm Mike, and what I have for you today is Transformers The Last Night Premiere Edition Decepticon Berserker. Deluxe class, I guess. Starting off with a new package, you'll notice a new package. I don't really get the point of stating a Premiere Edition like it's some sort of higher end quality or just the first. Premiere just means like the beginning, right? So are the subsequent waves not going to be called Premiere because this is the premiere? Are we just calling wave 1 Premiere now? No, they're trying to church this up because they're charging $5 more per figure now. I bought this willing to give it the benefit of the doubt because I figure, hey, an extra $5, maybe that means better quality. Maybe it means better paint apps, who knows? I don't know why I'm going over this, but you can see on the box, it's got a picture of Berserker, probably from the movie. I'm pretty sure this was a guy from the third movie, which is actually, incidentally, my favorite movie. Dark of the Moon, while being named terribly, it's actually a pretty fun movie. I like it. I don't care what anyone says. The side of the box just has another artistic rendering and it says Raging Destroyer. And then the back of the box has more of him on here with Bumblebee and Barricade. Bumblebee being a re-release of a figure from, what is it, I forgot the name of the movie, Age of Extinction. It's just a repackage of that same figure. Same thing with the Voyager Grimlock. It's just a recolor of the Age of Extinction Grimlock. And then Barricade, the Optimus Prime, and Berserker are all new. So I kind of wanted to get all the new ones because, you know, they're new. On the back here, we have a picture of the figure, which is great. And we have a picture of the car mode or truck mode, which is great, except this is not what it looks like. This looks like a nice clean truck, and as you will see, the truck you transform this guy into does not look like this. We'll get more into this, but it's a packaging of lies. This is not what it looks like in hand, which is disappointing to say the least. We also get instructions if you so desire, but honestly I figured out how to do this without them. It's not hard. This is not rocket science. Can we just talk for a bit? I want to like these because I really want to like the movies. I wish the movies were good and I can watch them with my brain turned off. With that being said, this is the figure you get. He looks okay. The problem with the current figure started with Age of Extinction, and then there's a fundamental problem with the movie design, is that the actual movie characters, there's no car kibble on them at all. And it sounds weird saying that because kibble is generally considered a bad thing, but there are just certain things you need to have a Transformer look like that Transformer. There's necessary kibble. Grimlock is well known for having his Tyrannosaurus wings coming off the back of him. That's like part of his silhouette. That's how you know it's Grimlock. And with things like that, you kind of know from his robot mode what he turns into. Optimus Prime, he's got smokestacks, he's got chest windows, wheels in places. Like you should know, kind of at least, from the robot mode what they turn into. And from Age of Extinction, they gave them more of in the robot mode, like a sleek look, like an actual robotic look to it. Maybe easier to watch on screen. Maybe why they did it wasn't as busy. Maybe it was easier to render with their CGI. I don't know. But the problem specifically, when you take that on screen and try to translate it into a toy, because what you get here is the actual body of the robot. What's probably going to be on the screen is, you know, this part, the legs, the arm, the backwards heels, maybe the wheels down here, maybe, but these little door flaps are gonna be here. This backpack wouldn't be there. These door flaps on his arms wouldn't be there. He basically, in robot mode, looks like an alien collection of metal and weird shapes that are vaguely humanoid with spikes coming off of it, but no real car parts. And because of that, you get transformations like this and robot modes like this, where most of the robot mode is inside here, and when you turn him into a car, he just sort of folds up and the panels fold around him like a shell former. If you're not familiar with a shell former, it's generally seen in the Transformers community as cheating, lazy. I'm not a fan of it, and 90% of these figures, not all of them, but 90% of these are basically a little bit more advanced shell former because of how it transforms. But we're not going to get into the transformation just yet. I just wanted to talk about that while it's in robot mode because this is where it's most prevalent. Most of this just folds in on itself inside, and the backpack kind of folds around it, which is boring. Weapon-wise, he comes with these weird spike sticks. I don't know what else to call these. It's an arrow with spikes, like an arrow at the end, but with spikes on it. I don't know if it's something he shoots or if it's like knives that he stabs into or hits, maybe all of it. I don't know. He does have weapon storage if you're so inclined to do that. There's a little hook back here, and it just clips on to his backpack. Anywhere on his backpack, it just clips right on right there. And that's, I mean, it's fine if you want to pose them like that. He can obviously hold them in his hand, and actually if you get it down far enough, the bottom of the little part will come into the kibble right here to kind of hold it in place a little better. That's what he looks like holding his weapons. It's fine. What stood out to me on this guy, and the reason I really wanted to pick him up, is he just has this, and a lot of people say this, I know I'm not unique in saying this, but he has like a Predator vibe to him. He's got the dreadlocks, he's got the Predator face mask, he's got backwards arrival chicken legs, and that's kind of cool the way it actually transforms into that. Like, I like that. We'll get into that, I guess. First, let's take a look at his articulation. From top to bottom, we have head. Come put the head back on. Head up and down, left and right, falls off at the drop of a hat. Spike thing on a ball joint. Arm moves crazy up because of transformation. Arm moves all the way around. Upper bicep swivel. Single joint at the elbow. Kind of wrist movement, but that's because of the transformation. No waist. Legs move forward. Legs move back. Legs move that far out. Upper thigh rotation, also because of transformation. Knee. Lower knee because of transformation. And that's it. And without anything on his ankles, that's about as wide as his feet go. So yeah, I mean, nothing to write home about, but it's not terrible. He could have done with some ankle tilts to give him some better posing options, because his legs are a little tiny. Like his feet don't have a lot of surface area, and his backpack and chicken legs make him a little hard to pose, I find sometimes. Some general issues with robot mode based on articulation. The head will pop off for like no reason whatsoever. It just falls off. Sometimes it just falls, like if I shake this hard enough. Maybe not. Now it's staying on because I'm recording, of course. But I'll just be like moving him, and all of a sudden the head just flies away. I mean, I could sit here and make it pop off. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna try to play it up for the camera. Just know that during regular, normal play, the head does pop off. And it's very annoying. It's super annoying. The other problem is his kibble on the front of his arm does pop off as well. It's not glued, it's not hinged, it's not pinned, it's just kind of held on with a friction joint. It just slides right into the forearm. So it's not a huge deal, except for when you're trying to transform it. This, especially this one, not so much this one, but this one will pop off with very little force. Then you have to kind of half untransform it, put it back on, and then retransform it. So it takes what should be like a 3-minute transformation at most, and it literally turns into like a 10-minute transformation, not because it's hard, but because it's so fiddly. And again, we'll get into that. That is about all I can really say. I guess one nice thing about this coming off is you can take it off. It gives him more of that sleek robot look that he would have in the movie, rather than the toy, because they're forced to have these because he's a toy. And maybe that's why. Maybe they're doing that on purpose. Who knows? I don't know. I didn't design this, and I'm not gonna ask them. Let's go ahead and get this into its SUV mode and see where it takes us. I'm gonna time it on myself, and I'm gonna let you know how long it takes until either I A, give up on trying to transform it perfectly, or B, get it. And go. Transformation. Backpack moves out. More different part of backpack moves out. Arm moves up, straighten out, turn around, and then up. Forearm straightens out. Blade thing moves behind this. Hand moves down. Leg straightens out, and here. This turns to the outside. Flap closes up, pegs in. Heel closes in. Waist moves down, leg moves in underneath. There are several peg points. Here, in here, underneath here. Put side piece back on. Move front down. The next 30 steps of the transformation are to spend the next 40 minutes of your life trying to get all these panels lined up and snapped into place. I'm not gonna do that. You're just gonna trust me that sometimes you can do it. given enough time and perseverance. Okay, so it's exactly the 5-minute mark. It's about as good as it's gonna get. It's not good though. If I get close enough, you'll see that it's got a lot of gaps. Gaps big enough to almost drive the truck through them, which seems like an impossibility, but it's Transformers. Lots of mass shifting going on here. This side's a little bit better. The problem is underneath the carriage with the leg joints, nothing really wants to peg in that well together. And once you peg it in, it will not stay. And then when you peg in one side, that tends to unpeg the other side. So you go back in to peg in the other side and that unpegs this side. So you just kind of get to a point where you've got it and you don't want to breathe because it'll mess it up, or it's close enough and you realize you're never going to get it properly. I don't understand how anyone can like this. I mean, I'm sure that there are people that like it. I'm sure a lot of them are probably smaller kids. This, by any objective way to measure a good figure, is not a good figure. It's not fun, and that's the biggest problem with this, is it's not fun to play with. I have most of these figures, even the stupid kids series, the Robots in Disguise. They're not the greatest figures in the world, but they're at least fun. They peg together, they fit, they're not frustrating. This whole back right now, from messing with it a little bit, the whole back it looks like I got into a car accident. Like, this is a bent frame, this thing's totaled. If it stayed together, it'd be great. If the legs down here bent and kind of locked in without causing the whole thing to shift, it would be great. I do want to point out that 3 times during the transformation, just off camera, the head popped off trying to transform it. Just naturally, it just kind of fell off just from normal movements, and you had to put it on every time. The door handle popped off once, so again, I had to untransform it and retransform it. There's minimal paint apps, panel lines over the place. Nothing wants to peg together. There is storage for these. Underneath here are little holes. You can peg these in underneath there like that if you want to. But the problem is when you try to do both, you have to put so much pressure on the joint down there that it just kind of messes everything up. And it does have clearance issues and they don't want to stay. So it's kind of pointless to even do. These weapons are honestly kind of pointless. This figure is honestly kind of pointless. I wish this were a better figure, but it's not. I'll give it a 2 out of 5. I mean, it exists, which is fine. It might actually be better if it didn't. And it has that Predator look. Like, the robot mode looks cool, but it falls apart in terms of transformation, how well it stays together, and the alt mode is just an absolute just garbage fest. It's not very creative. It's not well made. It's not well painted. It's $5 more than it should be. Actually, it's $10 more. Actually, it should just be better. It shouldn't exist in this form. It should be better. No amount of money is worth this, let alone $5 more than they were charging before. That's my official review. It's not good. Steer clear. If you already bought it, I'm so sorry. Get out while you can, and that's it. Thanks for watching. Seriously, it's nice to kind of do a Transformers video because I've been doing so many Star Wars The Black Series videos lately. It's refreshing to get back into Transformers. I'm definitely gonna do more with the new setup. It's easier just to record videos on the fly, so I like that a lot better. If you want to help me out a little bit, check out Ripped Apparel. They have daily shirts that last a day, so they're kind of exclusive. If you see any cool, not this one, this is not one, I should have worn one, but it's not one. But a lot of my Transformers shirts I got from Ripped Apparel. If you use the code MikeCase or follow the link in the description below, anything you buy off there with my code, you get 10% off. On top of getting 10% off, I get a little chunk of that, and that's just nice. It helps us both out. They have a lot of great nerd/geek shirts. If you want to go ahead and take a look at that. Other than that, give me the standard YouTube stuff. Like, share, comment, subscribe if you haven't and you like this and you want to see more. Other than that, I will see you later. Bye.